Yeah. I can't hear you, Chad. It's okay. We'll work that one out. We'll work that one out. Yeah, try another headset, and I'm going to try and make myself sound like less of a robot as we get ourselves situated. Pistol is starting. I can't, no. All right. You want to just kind of get close and shout into my microphone? I'll just do it. Oh, here we go. Skull with his dual Berettas does deal with Liaz trying to get down the vents, but Ramp is the port of call, and Fallen could not have been more prepared for that. Lovely work on the dual Berettas, and Yuri wraps it all up nice and neat and tidy to get us started. I personally can't hear you. Maybe I need to try and twiddle some knobs. Let's assume they can hear you.
All right. Well, that's going to make either for a lot of dead air.
Not currently. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Machine Show. It's good to have you. Chad Birchall, he decided not to show up today. It's really weird, considering how much is at stake in this Resurrection stage. FURIA and FlyQuest, the desk has discussed. They return to Nuke for this one. I'm sure Chad will be telling you all about that, if he just showed up on time. And that is a quick one. Yuri catches Liaz on his excursion outside. That's twice now we've seen Liaz as the opening death for the Aussies. Chipped away at. So they throw this full of smokes, but Dexter, he just tests his luck through main. Comfortable fight for Fallen on Hut. Next side, actually maybe caught a bit of a timing. Yuri's so ready though. And does receive him comfortably. Full investment, smoke wall, and, well, 3 comfortable frags for FURIA. There's yet to see too much threatening from FlyQuest. In fact, grand total of 2 frags across these first 2 rounds. It looks like it's going to stay that way. Alistar, however, does buck the trend with 1 more. Only losing an MP9, not too shabby. Nice little quad kill.
Hello?
Well, hello.
Am I here?
Finally, someone showed up for work.
I don't know if that was my fault or not.
No, I don't think so.
I've worked it out.
But you don't sound, do you sound like a robot to yourself?
I don't sound like anything.
I'm going to twiddle some knobs.
I think we fixed it.
Okay, good.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Just press some buttons and things happen.
Okay.
All right. Sorry for that. I was late. I was running a little bit late. I had to look up the definition because Yanko was talking about the Australians wearing green and gold.
Yeah.
But that's our sporting national colours.
Yes. I mean, I've watched
you and I discussed it. We've been over it. This is a full eco. This is probably the best time for me to come into the room. But I suppose if you're not winning the Force Buy and we've got an MR12,
it already spells trouble.
It is. It is going to be quite difficult, right? In these type of circumstances, we tend to talk about it from the perspective of losing both pistols is condemnation in a scenario like this.
I mean, it just feels crazy that this map could be over, you know, in what, 20 minutes, and you feel like you've kind of not done yourself justice.
Especially with a close best of 3 they played yesterday against FaZe. I know it was a 2-0, but both maps were relatively close.
Yeah. Oh, bait on the shadow. Good awareness from Vexite as to the angle on Unbreakable.
The secret player, Caserado, could really rumble this when he wants to poke up his head. Yuri's taking a whole bit of contact now, and here he comes.
The bait and the switch, as Caserado turns them to dust.
All right, all right. We've settled in now. Sorry, everybody. Things are sorted. Things are looking good.
It's all right. We'll shake it off, just like Taylor Swift told us how to.
And all 5 are looking to stay alive for FURIA, as that is confirmed by Caserado. Handy stuff from the Brazilians, a 3-0 start. And Trace used great for the analysis. I would have gone with astute.
Astute?
Astute analysis from Mathieu and Yanko.
I agree.
All right, all right. Well, the headset's off for Inns. Look, Inns, I just fixed my problems, mate. If you want me to run down there, I can give you a bit of a hand.
Yeah, he had to turn some buttons and some knobs, I think.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. Would you say Inns is the second best individual in Australia?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Would you say that Inns is the second strongest individual in Australia?
Okay, who? And the first would be
JKS.
I thought you were going to say me.
Oh, sorry, you're the third, dude.
Ah, okay.
JKS.
All right, yeah. I would say so. I think Inns has shown an awful lot of punch over the last couple of years. He's had to pick up the in-game leadership role when Dexter went over and was in-game leading at Mouse. Inns picked that up and was still having moments. I think that he is in the period of his career where having that consistently is necessary for FlyQuest to be competing at the highest of levels. Coming in today, it is a bit of a tough one, right? It's not easy to split it coming out of the break, right? You come out of the break, we're looking at teams in different points in their evolution. also at different points in being ready for the top tier competition. Ah, this is the classic, the tissue in the mouse sensor.
I've been there.
He's got to blow a little bit harder, mate, like the N64 cartridges.
He's also got to make sure that his dongle's not on 8,000 hertz.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maybe he needs to just change his dongle to 2 or 4K.
Well, you should be down there doing the technical
honestly, the amount of tweaks I've had to get everything rocking and rolling at home.
Well, I guess we can go into a little bit more about the jerseys.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of things on the shield.
Gumtree green.
Gumtree, yeah.
Gumtree green. And Wattle gold.
I'm going to need some help with Wattle.
Wattle is the national, or one of the national. I think we have a couple.
Like the Scottish thistle.
Potentially.
The Australian wattle.
Wattle. That's
fun to say.
W-A-T-T-L-E.
Okay.
Wattle.
Yeah, and I've learned that the badge is nice. It's got like the FlyQuest logo.
Yes.
It's got the wattle.
The wattle. Is there a kangaroo on there?
I would assume so. Maybe we'll get a camera shot of.
If we get the coat of arms, maybe the FlyQuest coat of arms.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
We need a pec shot of one of the gentlemen on. Oh, FURIA.
I'll tell you what. One thing I'm back in. Why are you saying panda?
Panther, not panda. Panda.
Oh, skulls with some meditation.
Is it a panther?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not great with
I'm
wild
second
cats.
guessing myself. I think sure it's a panther.
It could be a puma.
Oh, actually, maybe now he's saying that.
Or is it puma?
Let's see, Brazilian big cats.
Or is it a Brazilian cat?
Well, I'd assume so. Oh no, they've got jaguars over there.
Oh no.
Cougars, puma, ocelots.
Oh, is it an ocelot?
No, an ocelot. I'll tell you that much for free.
I thought he was on G2.
FURIA panther. I feel like it's a panther. It's called a panther on their website.
Okay.
Okay, we got there.
Mystery solved.
Oh gosh, that was stressful. Okay. I was going to tell you that I am in not a win condition, sorry, but more of a consideration is that Cello is under the weather. In fact,
Skull said it.
Skull said
very sick.
Very sick.
Yeah.
And I wanted to pick your brain as to whether you've ever competed while under the weather and how that affects your game. I mean,
oh, definitely.
I can't imagine having to kind of be at your best when you don't feel your best.
Yeah, look, doing anything ill, I think, you just extrapolate that to now your profession, and most of us call in sick, don't we?
Yeah,
so
right.
having to do that if you're Cello, look, if you're feeling a little bit dulled, I would say most of the time when you're sick, right? Especially you got a headache, you're a bit, if you're congested.
Even your decision making's probably, your brain's probably not, at 100%. You put your body's fighting whatever it's fighting.
Some type of, well, I don't know. I was going to say virus. Maybe it's not a virus.
I don't know exactly.
I'm not a doctor.
It could be malware.
That's Malbs. Malbsware.
Malbsware. Wow, we are off to a flying start here today.
No, that's these guys on screen right now. The FlyQuest.
Good grief. Can we just start again?
What do you mean?
Like I said, let me just kind of pretend the show's just started.
Okay, well, we're about to go into the first gun round, so this could be perfect.
Perfect.
Do you want to do it now, or do you want to wait until they're almost ready?
Ooh, good question.
Because if you decide to go now,
we could do like a whole desk segment and everything.
Well,
all right.
But they did an astute desk.
They did a really good desk. Well, we can just repeat
Let's pick up from there.
Let's pick up.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Day 2 of the Esports World Cup. On the left side of the stage, we have FlyQuest of Australia, Alistair, Vexite, Dexter, Inns and Liaz, an all-Australian cast now representing in their new colours. It is exciting to see them take on FURIA. Both teams losing on the first day of play, the desk discussing it. And it looks like we're heading on into our first gun round on this best of one. Yeah, you heard correctly, best of one. It is that relentless out here. It's merciless out here. You lose one best of 3, as both teams did. They find themselves here. And Skulls, Queserato, Fallen, Cello and Yuri of Brazil. We have got 2 national sides. None of that international nonsense clashing with one of them going home.
And this must be quick, Alex. Inns has bought into a Mac 10. Still has 2,400 in the bank balance. Might be a fast top to set the tone straight out Heart SMG.
I like it. It's confident. It's not paid off. Queserato quick to adjust to that. Liaz has managed to find Skulls through the smoke, clear of it from the HE. Vexite in as well. Occupies the top side. Fallen through the smoke with the clear of the HE. Or maybe not even. He still has his. Perhaps just a pot shot. Now he's going to clear through. They plant and exposed his Vexite. Double kill for the AWP. Alistair up in the clutch. One from heaven. Oh, this is nice. Plays the smoke, but Fallen's been playing this game an awful long time. Surely he anticipates it. He's already cleared the corners. He's going to start putting 2 and 2 together. He must be behind him. It's planted for Alistair. They could perhaps assume he slipped hard. Sneak Squeaker, try and make a flash play. Here he comes. Flash. Frag. Needs it onto Cello. Fallen can get back onto that bomb. Time-sensitive mission now. They're not defusing. Cello opts for it. Fallen has to hit this shot, and he does so. Juggling. Rifles goes from AWP to M4. Finishes with the AK. A triple kill from the IGL.
Got a little bit dicey there, didn't it? Fallen from that main position, an awful lot of impact with that AWP. You see the fast top come in. You think the AWP's going to have a tough time getting involved in that retake scenario. He gets multiple kills. So good work from the Professor. We'll catch this again. Quesarado took the initial duel, ends with that aforementioned back 10 steaming out of the hut. And yeah, you're right, there is on the clears. Fallen able to get 2 cheeky kills, so great work to make this one possible. And Alistair, I thought maneuvering in towards main, he had made a bit of a play that could catch them off guard. They had isolated and understood that the only position they thought he could be was over towards lobby. But no, no, no. All right, well, we get rifles in the hands again of FlyQuest with the AWP for Alistair. In saving his cash money. Util light, Dexter already gone, and another opening death. This is starting pretty miserably.
Yeah, it's bleak out here.
Got 2 smokes to work with. Man down, a minute on the clock. Serrano up the vents. Vexite giving them some information that players still linger towards yard. A flash to facilitate a fight, but FURIA, they're just turtling up. They're playing this number advantage very well. FlyQuest are the ones who have to make the move.
There's an angle here. Vexite slips through main. Alistair doesn't catch it, and it's a perfect management from Cello. Taking the AWP down, extending their advantage. HE right on his face as well. Actually, just off the mark. Avoids the initial damage, but still this
28 seconds left, Alex.
Uncomfortable. I mean, Inza's managed to find one. They still can't seem to get past Cello. There's 2 of them hunting them down. Liaz elsewhere, but this is the fight. Where's that bomb at? On the back of Vexite, so they had to get past Cello. Within 15 seconds, Liaz keeps them pinned top as he gets the bomb down lower. They've only just about bailed themselves out of trouble. Liaz just needs to live. Oh, catches them on the return to the vents. Gets away, dips away, Skulls goes down. It's a Liaz AWP. How have they done that?
What a round that looks so disjointed.
What's that? Wait, 4v5?
So out of sorts.
3v5?
I think Vexite's taking the fight with Cello towards CT spawn at, what, about 28 seconds on the clock? Yeah. And then the question is, you're bang on, where's the bomb? Well, he's got to head towards ramp. Liaz is fortunate that both individuals are still towards the top side. He's patrolling that rotation towards the vent. If he didn't get the kill on the player that had slipped through in the smoke, that would have been a tough time ahead. And as mentioned, FURIA felt like they were managing the number advantage situation with poise. But they snatched this one away. FlyQuest, you'll take that. Doesn't look like we have a... Oh, here we go. Inza's still having a couple of issues. We'll keep our mouths shut regarding any of the buy options going forward while they try and take care of this. The future is now, but the wireless doohickeys, they can cause a problem or two. Is it a dongle change? All right, so same mouse issue. Not the way you want to kick off this best of one.
I mean, especially when there's so much at stake. I mean, the last thing you want when you've got just a map that is do or die, must win.
Some technical frustration.
You just don't want to be having these intermittent stop-starts. You've just won a huge round. There's a momentum like you're just about to be built, and now you're sitting there in your chair, not able to talk, faffing around with cables. I mean, absolute nightmare for Inz here.
Are you happy with how we restarted?
I feel better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Appreciate you for entertaining my nonsense.
No worries. Yeah, anytime.
Kind of a bob.
Yeah.
It's a bit sploinky.
Let's get them going. Okay, so hold up. We just had a shot there of the
breast. The badge of honor. What did you call it? It was nice. Coat of arms.
Coat of arms.
Yeah, that's it.
Or the coat of FlyQuest?
Most coats have arms, though, don't they?
Well, now I'm going to have to investigate the terminology.
Now I'm intrigued.
You've gone and done that, haven't you?
I feel like this is what dubstep would sound like in the Robots universe. You ever watch Robots?
Have I ever watched Robots?
Yeah.
Is it a show? Is there a show called Robots?
It's like you know, animation to Ghibli. Robot.
What are you doing? Roblox? That's a game.
Oh, maybe it wasn't called Robots. Yeah, it was. The Idealistic Inventor, this guy.
I can't say I did.
Wow. It won 2 awards, man.
When was this
Do
released?
you remember Rodney Copperbottom?
I don't. Do you remember the trapdoor? That was claymation.
No. Sounds a bit spooky.
It was.
I don't like spooky animation.
Yeah. But it was for children.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that. I used to get freaked out. I couldn't finish watching Snow White. We had to hide the tape because I'd got...
Which part of Snow White?
I didn't like the witch turning into the scary old lady. There was too much deception. I kept screaming at the TV like Snow White didn't know that she was an evil lady.
Yeah. That was how it goes.
So manipulative and scary.
Well, how did you feel about Hansel and Gretel?
I could handle Hansel and Gretel. Just about.
Bribing the children with sweets.
Yeah, that wasn't okay. Far from okay.
Now I feel we've teleported.
We've done it again, haven't we?
No, it's okay. It's fine. This is the moment in time. What would you like us to talk about?
Rodney Copperbottom, as I was saying.
But you could pick a topic that's not about something I haven't seen.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Try and include me in this.
Still looking at the IMDb page. I need to move on. How about
Is that
the key?
their key?
Yeah, that's their key. I picked one up. I held the Mongols key. It's heft.
Who do you think should have the key in every team? Should it be the strongest member or the leader?
No, I'd say probably the most responsible.
The most responsible.
Yeah, I just don't want anyone losing a key. That would probably be really awkward.
Oh, imagine if you lost the key.
Yeah, and then your enemy's like, I'd like your key, please, and then it's the whole thing.
There's the whole key system. I like the idea, but for some reason it is giving me Fifth Element kind of vibes.
I see that. I see that. You think like Gary Oldman's going to have a big crate of them shipped in? He was the bad guy. Fifth Element.
Why is he shipping in?
Because he was buying guns. I thought that was the Fifth Element we were talking about.
Was he?
He was the guy who was commanding all the Warthog men.
The Warthog Man. Is that why?
Am I watching it differently?
Yeah, no, I just don't know the actor. But I know there's Bruce Willis in there.
Yeah, of course. And Chris Tucker with probably his
Oh,
best
yes.
performance.
I love that opera scene.
Yes.
That was great.
Back when I wanted to be a video editor, that was like my aspiration.
Okay. That was a great scene.
I did a dubstep video montage of Fifth Element, and the opera scene was where the big drop came in. That's a fun fact for you. And you know, they actually had someone perform that. It was supposed to be like an impossible
task,
operatic
yes.
performance.
No, I think we've spoken about
But
this
there
before.
was yeah, I think we might have.
Yeah. Multi-pass.
Wow. But yeah, it's impressive. She actually did it.
Multi-pass.
Multi-pass. Oh wait, what about like, we've got some younger viewers watching. They probably haven't seen this.
If you haven't seen Fifth Element, I would recommend
it still
that you
holds up.
probably
I think
do.
I watched it recently.
For sure.
So
What's it rated so we can send it to the is it PG? Is it MA15?
Probably a 50.
Just an M?
I reckon. I think there's a bit of nudity.
Oh, okay.
What about Bluey? You been watching much Bluey?
No, I can't say I've really been tuning into Bluey.
No?
It's not aimed at my demographic,
What
I
about
would
Miss
imagine.
Rachel?
Miss Rachel?
Yeah.
She's the one on the YouTubes for the
Yeah,
children.
all the dads are telling me about it.
Okay. Well, my sister has a kid and one on the way. I might have to ask her. Actually, I think she's doing that weird thing where they don't give
No
the
screen?
kid any technology.
None at all.
Well, I
How are
think
they
when
gonna
she
be
goes over
featuring
me
sports
mum's
stars?
house,
Okay,
you
yeah.
know, it might be a little bit of cheeky telly time.
Yeah.
Not the Teletubbies. All right, well, as you can see, Inz is giving things a bit of a crack. We'll see if he can get things sorted. Winner of this place, winner of Sashi Gigi Hao.
Gigi Hao.
And later on, we're going to be doing M80 versus Complexity. And there'll be the Mongols versus MIBR.
What's your, like, I know this is like such an annoying question to be asked, but I'm going to ask it to you anyway.
Okay.
What is your prediction for who survives the resurrection stage, looking at the team list of this first round? Like, I'll even take a top 2.
See, this is the thing. If I wasn't looking at the way the bracket was, I would be saying the Mongols and Complexity, but they're on the same half of the bracket, so that becomes a bit of a conundrum, doesn't it? So I think I would probably lead with... I want to lead with Complexity.
Yeah?
Complexity.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, things look sorted. I can see the freeze time ticking on down, and we can get back underway. Headsets are on, so we can talk about what the buys after that crazy FlyQuest out of nowhere round, their first on the board, has resulted in a Galil for Inns. The rest have AK-47s. Oh, he's gone with a Deagle, so prioritizing utility is Inns. They have the AWP for Alistair that was scooped up from Liaz as part of that little stop-top rotation. But FURIA have no qualms with the buy. 3 towards A to kick things off. Smoke wall already deployed. Dexter, the leader, looking to scurry. Oh, they're going to use this to try and pivot. Cheeky looking to take a duel outside his Dexter. Not using it to drop straight under, but it has forced that rotation of Yuri. He's had to acknowledge the problem.
He's got util. Is he going to just kind of spot, or is he looking to fight? Opts for a very potent off angle. Now slipping back towards the staircase. He'll get there in time.
Caserado as well, so big problems for FlyQuest.
Oh, this is going to be really uncomfortable. He's actually moving back into the fight and controls the spray for 3. Disaster strikes for FlyQuest. 1, okay. 2, bad. 3, unforgivable. 1 man and 1 mag.
When you're in that position as FlyQuest were, you're not expecting a CT to be transitionally aggressive like that. You're procedurally just clearing out the corners, because a lot of the time they'll be jump spotting for the double doors or the single door, just playing for that information. But because Caserado had rotated down and they were hoping to get a little bit of information, they wanted to try and clear that out and take a bit of a fight. So for FlyQuest, multiple members with utility. You saw Vexite literally had a full bag. Right, they're sitting there waiting to clear these angles, and as they do that, they just get pushed.
So you suspect that was more in pursuit of info as opposed to kind of, because you could see Yuri initially held that kind of off angle, started transitioning back, Caserado descended and then started moving back towards it, and he just a kind of a happy accident that 3 players were jiggling.
Because Caserado rotated lower, right? I think the fact that they were willing to throw 2 bodies down there is telling me they wanted to take some of that space back. And with how the last round played, FlyQuest as well, after losing the opening pick, they just sat pretty static. They didn't have a lot of utility to kick up a fuss, and the round somehow worked out. And if you're FURIA, you're thinking, well, maybe they're just playing musical statues for the start of this round again. The smoke wall, what does it actually mean? If it's just 1 player, we go 1 for 1, we get the info, we have it back. The smoke ball means nothing, but instead, Yuri lines up 3 and secures the 5th round for FURIA. That is a fantastic way to bounce back.
Yeah, really strong stuff from Yuri.
Well, it feels like pretty smooth sailing, doesn't it, for FURIA? No dramas whatsoever. And what, 2 weeks worth of practice? They've been in Maltas, they've been playing European Counter-Strike. Skulls within the team. The map pool is something that is being discussed with teams with newer rosters, right? The fact that it's going to be a little bit more limited. The fact that it's a best of 1 could favor FURIA in this environment.
I'm almost regretting not mentioning it sooner, but yeah, no better place to start a best of 1 than CT side nuke in terms of finding your comfort. Your comms are crispy. You've been 2 weeks in the boot camp. Everything's just kind of, you know, you're following that same flow chart you're used to.
Kind of be better if, say, Overpass was in the mix. Right. Highlighted here by our Obs team. Inns has found Skulls transitioning towards that top site. So FlyQuest, they have the favor of an opening frag. Can they convert? Smoke looks like it's just missed the mark there towards Yard. So a few problems as Fallen's AWP lying in wait.
Oh, Fallen actually lets that one go. Thought he'd connect onto the shoulder. Yuri caught outside. Inz has already been doing some nice work as well, so it's all falling into place. And let's Cello finds himself 2. Inz and Liaz with no trade potential. Cello's going to be actively supported by Fallen. Does go down. That CT smoke gives him something to play around. He can slip into hut now. Vexite can't find him. Good awareness from Ali as to the possibility. And he's going to spot his toes with that Mac 10 and controls it nicely. We'll find the upgrade. And they'll get themselves their 2nd round on the board. And Inns with some heavy contributions there as well off screen.
Well, what is that? Their first opening kill within 6 rounds of play. So that's huge. We'll make that 7 rounds of play. He's able to grab 2, both in very similar positions. So really good work from Inns. It still looked like it could have gone wrong after that Cello double, but Alistair, AWP rings true, and again, the back and forth. FlyQuest need 1 more of these. They can break the finances of FURIA.
That's aggressive from Yuri. That is almost disrespectful. Straight to Dexter. Takes him down. They were not liking the way that felt when they too.
Bombs down here.
We'll have to retake. Despite this heavy discrepancy for FlyQuest, getting that bomb down, establishing a post plant, there could be bit of a round left to take shape here. Alistair's so disconnected right now. He's going to perhaps be able to catch Yuri on his descent. As, oh yeah, now he's at noted. They know there's only 2 possibly holding the site. They can just crunch. Need Inns to come up big with a multi here. You bide their time for the 3rd prong. Skulls joins the pack. Fallen starts to probe. Investigating his angles. It's not clean from Inns. He's in trouble now. Supported by Vexite. Good for the 1st. Inns on dark.
I don't see a kid, Alex.
Yeah, they're running light on time here. They need to be on the bomb now. Fallen and K-Serato hit their shots. They need to be defusing. I don't know if they've even got time.
They got to get out of there. Alistair's going to win a 1-on-3 just by staying alive. No chance to defuse. Alistair's gone and done it. Grabbed another kill. And the type of rounds that FlyQuest are getting away with, you'll take them. You'll take them every day of the week.
Yeah, just a little delayed there on their approach towards the site. I think perhaps just wanting to do it as diligently as possible, waiting for the third prong.
I am surprised. Once Alistair was noted yard, we didn't see an acceleration towards lower, knowing, as you highlighted, that there was only 2 bodies to deal with. Again, the opening kills go against them. Yuri and Skulls making light work of Dexter and Liaz, respectively. Vexite able to ward them off for a moment. At this point, the bomb has just gone past halfway ticked. But no kid, didn't manage that one very well, Furia, at all.
Yeah, look what it's done to them as well. Gone out with a couple of rifles. Sure, Yuri's put it to good use, but Dexter, he's on the warpath. He will run him down. Levels it out. Accelerating now. Fallen. Just a P250 to his name. K-Serato goes looking for trouble, and he finds it. Dexter takes him down for a second kill. It looks like he could be farming here, but player above him.
Well, those are the 2 most important kills of the round, right? Those are the guns removed. Should be able to putt this one in. Or so you'd think.
So you would think, but we've seen FlyQuest trip over their shoelaces on occasion. And it doesn't look like today is going to be one of those days. Fallen's been noted. Jig is up. Trying to fake the drop down. We would have heard a crunch.
Hello.
Dexter's not buying it.
Might want to reload. Could be on for the ace. They've been able to pick up one of those rifles. Skulls, no armor. And, well, that reload hasn't come through. Has to pull out the Glock. Still really taking their time. So FlyQuest wanting to avoid as many risks as possible. Alistair will grab that kill on the cello. Now it's just Skulls. He should be traded immediately. Good stuff. As it's just a 1-round game. FlyQuest working their way back in. You'll take these opportunities. And they need to discuss within the narrative of this one best of one. And you win this, where you go and you play another. All you need to do is win 3 best of ones in a row. Sounds pretty straightforward.
It certainly does when you put it like that. You see the caliber of teams already down here, though. It does get scary.
Looks like there might be omissions in the buy again for Furia, who have decided to take their first tactical timeout, get the newly appointed coach on the mic. Heard Yanko talking about that dynamic. Have to see how that evolves over time of this new Furia roster, with the analysts being of the European variety. Giving it to the coach, be able to speak the native tongue. There is a kit invested for K-Serato, so okay, they've made sure they've at least got one of those in play. Util, sure, smokes are plenty. Missing one incendiary in the hands of Fallen. Couple of HEs and flashes just missing, but we are back underway with round number 10. Is there going to be a pace change from FlyQuest, or do they want to just keep things slow and steady? They're the ones who are starting to put themselves in that driver's seat. Very lobby-centric round this time, just a little bit of a taste towards yard with a handful of smokes. Trying to continue to force this rotation of Furia. You can see how passive Dexter is, so if there was that Yuri aggression that we had seen so far in this half, they would have an awful lot of information, but FlyQuest more than happy to just sit back and wait in a lot of these rounds. Allow Furia to potentially overstep the mark. Dexter looks like he's looking for a smoke.
Cello looks like he's looking for some info. Got Fallen in support of him on ramp. Reach that 60-second mark. About 20 seconds before the commit becomes necessary.
Kelly still has a smoke to block, Alex.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
Pushing.
Going in dry, Fallen the bait, and Cello should be able to get away. Ramp is lost, but we've got 40 seconds for FlyQuest to piece this one together, and for Furia to try and work out where that commit is coming in. Dexter's patience is rewarded. K-Serato lackadaisical around towards main. And now the top side vulnerable. Dexter knows it. There is a rotation from Skulls. He gets himself towards heaven. Needs to isolate Liaz and does so very proficiently. Molly forces a choice out of him. Yuri and into the crosshairs of Dexter.
Should be a save. Get out of there, Cello and Skulls. You can't really justify going for this. I know it's just one man the difference, but the bomb's down. You don't really have any real estate to work with. You're asking yourself, where is K-Serato's kit? But if Skulls finds this, maybe, just maybe, a conversation changes. But Dexter just rotting the clock, just staying alive, not committing to the fight. Almost feels like a bit of a pacifist right now.
Yeah, lovely not seeing like an overcommitment there. They put the pressure on towards ramp. Dexter had that opportunity. And staying composed under some time pressure.
It does look like they're trying to let the opening stage of the round go down, so avoid any of this aggression early. And then once the round trickles forward, think that they're going to over-rotate on some of these contacts, and then you can just worm into that gap, which has worked in a couple of occasions. Skulls will grab a kill on the way out the door, and it will just be Alistair staying alive. But we've tied things up 5-5. Money now in the favor of FlyQuest. Save rifles for FURIA. Loss bonus has built, so they can even start dropping some across.
Perfect crosshair placement from Dexter, and this one really sealed the deal.
Didn't have to move, did he? Just letting the kills come to him.
Very effective. This is a huge recovery now from FlyQuest. I mean, they're feeling themselves. Smiles starting to come back on the faces. Mice working, you know, everything you need. Everything aligned. And actually interesting to take a tactical timeout when you'd feel the momentum is in your favor. Is that more of just a discussion as to what your opponent's going to be having to work with? There is a couple of omissions, I suppose, or...
Well, just having, I suppose that you may as well use them, right? I understand that things are going quite well, but at this point, if you take one before the tail end of the half, you win this, and you're able to wipe the board, even with the max loss bonus going into the last round, you're going to have them right where you want them, and you might be able to even get 7 on the T-half. So I don't mind the fact that Urcast has taken this, even if it just gives them a couple of extra seconds to discuss through what approach they were still going to go with, but they're in a really good position to win out this half, FlyQuest, or at least tie it up at 6-6 if they grab one of the next 2.
Wow, there's so many smokes in the sky. Full smoke wall erected, and Inns just takes the head off of Cello. He was feeling aggressive, feeling frisky, put straight down.
That's only their second opening kill of the game, and they have 5 rounds on the board.
And at this time, you know, at this stage in the game, to be given that gift, now it's just a question of finding the finish. And they've got no rush, no hurry. Controlling the lobby crunch. Skull's forward position with his SMG, so Hut is always going to be a threat. Now he positions himself for the mollies.
Oh, that molly spills over the top of the Hut. Skulls having to back off from that angle, but still, they're just being annoying to FURIA, aren't they? Keeping them guessing. Yuri, is he going to be able to make a difference? Because we can see the pivot back in towards his domain. He's actually floating away from this. 45 seconds on the clock and the same old FlyQuest.
Dexter's got a lot of ground here. And he continues to sell top. 3 players distracted like a moth to the flame. As Ali slips past, Inns keeps them on their toes.
Just needs to stop the vent rotation. That's all Inns needs to do right now.
Penny's going to drop now, surely. It's still quiet. Fallen confirms it with a frag. Nice find on to Vexite, a second as well from Fallen. Inns wrapping around. Oh, and a third. It's the component he didn't overlook. Oh, he did overlook Yuri towards the top site. They have got a chance to plant. We need to be getting that down. Can Dexter and Ali do anything in a 2v4? It's a good weapon for the job. Ali would have to hit some stunning shots. Dexter keeps the vent rotate on lock. A good first from the AWP. Exposed, but still hits it. Takes down Yuri. A 2 versus 2. Time in their favor now. FlyQuest just have to hold their angles. The shadow betrays him. Keserato down as well. Ali's AWP is farming. 1 to go for this 6th. Can he hold his nerve? Closing the gap. Under pressure. Tech9 could work. It's not enough. Skulls has done it. A valiant attempt from Alistair, but it will be FURIA bucking the trend.
Alistair can have those flares of brilliance, right? It looked like that was about to be one of them. Down to the wire again in both cases. You can see there's 6 seconds left on the clock as they're starting to plant that bomb. It looked like FlyQuest had outmaneuvered them. Fallen this time with the double from the ramp position. And then Alistair almost makes the magic happen. The second shot, you can see him, he overextends a little bit. Still able to flick into it. Shadow helps him here to secure the third, and all he had to do was delay just that little bit longer. You can see you're mildly frustrated with that, but the finances, they're not looking fantastic for FlyQuest for the final round of the half. Tech9, Mac 10, and maybe this will be where we see that pace change.
Yeah, he's got the Mac 10 and he's just going. Nade right to the face, well placed. Jumps straight into Keserato for the double. He's got another 3 position. Liaz just lost him. And that's Keserato. I haven't said his name too much in this first half, so that's his contribution. A round-defining triple.
Oh, FURIA, it looks like they were the ones who were going to be walking away with maybe, just maybe, securing 6-6 at the half. But FlyQuest, the last 2 rounds, falling by the wayside. 1 slow as you like, 1 quick and in your face. Unless we can see a 2v4 take shape.
Clean. Yuri locking it down. Oh, just a little opportunity here for Inns. Yuri may overlook it. He's exposed for a freebie. Inns has the bomb on his back as a 1 versus 4 becomes a 1 versus 3. Fallen's already rotated through. Inns, oh, he's so aware. Baits the orb shot and gets across. He's making this look more and more doable. That was his opportunity to try and isolate this orb duel. Fallen puts his head in the vice. Inns will clamp it shut. Fake plant anticipates an early rotation from the vent. Safe now from the ramp on his reposition. Beautiful flash. The team play is there. Cello wraps it up, and it's a 7-5 half.
Honor 200 series, the best portrait phone AI empowered. Studio level, AI portrait camera, 3 hardcore portrait modes. Color, vibrant and classic to capture portraits that truly stand out. AI empowered magic portal. Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 AI chipset. 5,200 milliampere per hours silicon carbon battery, 100 watt. Honor Supercharge. This is Honor 200 series.
Resurrection Day, this last chance for these teams to survive here in Riyadh. The Esports World Cup continues. I'm joined by Chad Sponge Birchall as we've got Australia taking on Brazil. Both teams falling short day one, and now we're into our second half of Nuke. It did look for a while like FURIA were going to make this a quick day in the office, just an open and shut case, but FlyQuest, they found some tenacity and refused to go down quietly with a competitive half.
And a couple of other moments that I feel could have gone their way. So FlyQuest only walking away with 5.5, but as you mentioned, it felt like it was a recovered 5, and makes sense as we're in the resurrection bracket, about to get things back underway. And FURIA, they played Nuke yesterday, so did FlyQuest, but FURIA's pistol, if you're FlyQuest, you're looking at the new roster, you're going to watch the demo. Well, what they did to open their T-side pistol yesterday was they molly top hard, and then they went for this late explode towards the A side. This time it's got a bit more utility. Oh, and it looks similar. So this is it. FlyQuest, do you fall into the trap? An extra layer of nades. Now they come.
Popping top, lots of pressure onto the back side, got to be swiveling around. The flashbangs are good, and so are the frags. Look at that. Skulls, Cello, and Queserato in unison finding the top side defense. Oh, wow, that's actually a gift. Ali, by knocking off Fallen's head, it will at least delay, give us something to talk about. As the bomb repositions, 3 hidden out behind that A-side silo.
Feels so unwinnable.
It does, especially in the absence of a kit. Liaz disconnected. Doesn't even look like they're particularly interested in going for more than just Ali. Oh, a nice clear. Now Liaz will activate. Could they really turn this around? The flash, there's no swing off of that. FURIA
move on.
A bit cagey now. Ali, 7 bullets. He needs to pop 3 heads. Worried about her. They are all here. Another clean one from Ali. Has he got anything more in the chamber? A very valiant attempt from Alistair. Looking like the star of the FlyQuest show. But both times, he's gotten close, but not quite enough to convert the round.
And again, we return to the conversation about losing both pistols in an MR12 environment. Condemnation.
Best of 1 elimination.
Precisely, right? In the best of 3, you lose both pistols. We can paint that up to the map, right? As well, okay, yeah, but we move into the next. Well, there's no next map. And in the first half, they even opted to force by going into the second round, losing that. So it was able to be a 4-0 start for FURIA. Full eco this time round for FlyQuest, so FURIA. They're on debut yesterday with Skulls in the roster.
This is a cool way to play your anti-eco, isn't it? You just do this main smoke. Means that you can go and just take long-range duels with your rifles.
Yeah, your biggest concern is if they buy a scout, right? As part of their city side force buy. But this is where you weigh up the options. Okay, are they even going to force buy in, knowing that, as we were just discussing, the rounds are quickly getting past them. If they force buy, they lose. At that point, we're talking about a 10-5 game.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, how does he win that one?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, he's about to go down anyway. There you have it. Fallen will not make the same mistake that Skulls did, and the cleanup crew aisle topside. Yuri flies up the ladder, gets himself up to 17 kills. Great to see Yuri with some big contributions.
Glass cannon. Okie dokie. Not a faith in the Alistair Orp as he's going to be pulling it out here round 15. I mean, understandable. You're in a bit of a hole here. Both pistols, as Chad has highlighted, it has put them onto elimination door.
Yes, Vaxide having to offer you utility as well. So he's got the MP9. He's going to be defending over towards that top side with Dexter. Liaz over towards Ram. Inz is your outside rifler, and the glass cannon of Ali that you highlighted, having to do an awful lot of work in rotation. It's not the first rotation anymore, as OJ highlighted, but oh, that is miserable.
It could be very frustrating day for Inz here. Stand through the smoke.
They have to level things up.
10 seconds into the round.
Well, he had his fair share of getting kills through squeaky doors. So Queserato wanting to let him know how it feels.
They're chilling now. Just going to hang out. Dexter will take the upgrade. Returning to Yard. Whether or not this is deception or commitment, we'll find out. Ooh, a little bit of info. Missed shot. That's not, though. Dexter finds the head of Cello through the smoke. 4v4. Yuri, audible. On the weapon pickup, Dexter's trying to catch the timing. Dexter's trying to catch the timing, but caught out. Yuri just has the eyes of a hawk.
I wonder what he saw there in the smoke.
I'm very interested. See if we can see that again, perhaps in the replay. I think it might have just been a flash of Dexter's barrel. On the edge, Alistair's hitting shots. Not the second. Queserato too quick. It's the Queserato 4. He started on 2 wins. He closes with a double. Comfortable work from Brazil's finest.
And Alistair, he's actually had some moments of just about. Within these little streaks, he's had some flashy kills, but at the moment it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough FURIA with a 5-round lead. Here was the opener. Ins, what are you meant to do? And then Dexter probably feeling that same way over towards Yard. Quesarado literally just waltzed in towards the top side. Didn't have any issues because, well, they knew when Dexter went down outside that he's traditionally one of those top holders, so exploited the gap perfectly. Did FURIA, just 3 rounds away. And another factor today, I understand it may only be 3 maps if you go all the way. That's just the best of 3 if it went the distance. Oh, we go, lobby push. Are they going to catch anything? No, Quesarado and Yuri making light work of that push. But also limit the games, right? Make sure that you don't have to expend too much, don't go into these overtime, stay away from the stress. Bowl your opponent over, use that momentum. There's only 1 spot available, 8 teams. Sashi versus GG How currently going on.
How is that going on?
It's on Ancient. Obviously, this is the first map we are seeing from GG How due to how the format starts things off. And Sashi, yesterday, they were hooting and hollering against Mouse. They were able to push things to 3 maps, I do believe. But I think Sashi are the clear favorite in that game.
Damn, Osamas is still putting in work, though. These are rather unknown entities to the Tier 1 circuit.
He also add 1 to the tally, but should be dealt with in a moment's time, that P250. And these cores have met several times. I think we had a few meetings back at EPL Season 18. This is when they would have been known as Greyhound as opposed to FlyQuest that they are today, and they haven't taken a map as far as you comparing cores. I think it's 5 maps played and everything going in the way of FURIA.
Yeah, a historically very difficult matchup for FlyQuest. And what are the contributing factors for, you know, teams that can, you know, for example, get very close against a FaZe but can't seem to get past the FURIA? You know, how does that happen in transpire?
I think if we have a broader conversation, there's a few things that, you know, we could really start honing in on. But I think if we just go for isolation on FaZe, they can sometimes be a bit of a slow starter, okay, right? Yeah. So first, for a lot of these teams, and it is surprising that we didn't get any upsets yesterday, unless you want to consider the Mongols lost to G2 as an upset, which I'd be happy to have that conversation with people. But I think when you start to look at some of those details, first event out of the break, you know, again, I was talking to Rops throughout the media day. He's really not a fan of CS2 and the format and everything with that at the moment. But anyway, we might only have a few more rounds left here as Cello can opens that top side. Vexite gone.
That's a highly favored duel for Vexite as well, but Cello just so quick to the angle. Bit of a jump scare. Vexite barely had his boots on the ground before he was escorted off the premises.
Just not enough opening kills for FlyQuest, and it's easier to be critical of that on the CT side, and, well, we're into the gun rounds now, right? So it was the T side. Ins managed to pick up 3. That was it, and they still walked away with 5 rounds.
Back in the day, FURIA wouldn't even throw smokes outside. Now we have got...
Is it complete?
An entire smoke wall.
Holy moly.
I mean, they were still winning Nuke without them. So, I mean, you add that to the gameplay, and you've got a very scary squad on this map. Actually going for a bit of a secret descent. Bomb on the back of Fallen, though. So is this just going to be a bit of a fake-a-rooney?
Yeah, they could apply pressure towards lower and then try and pop back up the vent. They could split through ramp. They could probe outdoor, and then if they take too much friction, see if they can go down that fireman pole. He has position noted. Great grenade to tie things up 4v4, and ends on a big flank.
This could be huge. He's going to be able to say there's only one here.
Or will he?
Or will he? Oh, you don't consider vent, do you?
On the toes.
Info top. Get scared top. Molly's perfect. Forces Dexter out the angle. Can Alistair step up to keep FlyQuest's dreams of extending play here? Down to half health. Lots to do. Too easy for Quesarado. Yuri finds another as well. And Ins completely disconnected. Just enough time to be getting that bomb down. FURIA, they look very nice on this T side.
How frustrated are you if you're Alistair in that situation? The fact that Molotov and Flash is coming in so late in the piece, now they know where Ins is, they want to rip this gun away, and FURIA just 1 kill away from 12. There you have it. 1 more round for the Brazilians.
Yeah, it's looking comfortable, and this is elimination point for FlyQuest, a whole lot of them. 7 required in consecutive fashion on the CT side. Burning through their last timeout. Yeah, looking very comfortable. Cello with that opening. Queserato and finding those multi-kills. Yuri's been having a very impactful game. 21 frags from Yuri, majority of which we saw in that first half of play. But yes, yet to see FlyQuest post a CT round, and it leaves us at 12-5.
A massive hole to try and dig themselves out of. Timeouts have been taken of the tactical variety, have the final conversation, see what they can cobble together with this buy. Got a couple of MP9s, 2 M4s in the mix. The utils there, there's a kit in play. But the heroics need to begin, and that needs to really start with an opening kill or even a shutdown for FlyQuest.
Such a quick main smoke they're throwing out here. This is brutal. Inns, what's he got for us? Himself across, and Alistair, avant-garde, aggressive position, puts a dink into Yuri, just going to crouch away. He's actually going for a repeat. Yuri, you brave soldier. 1 point of health. An opening kill, though. That's what you've been looking
And another
for.
one for Inns. He's the only one to have opening frags so far in this map, and well, this map is the series. They don't get the opportunity to get the double. You mentioned Yuri getting away with his life. Let's see how much of a nuisance he can be, as Queserato having to be a bit more active. Has the new addition of Skulls alongside for the ride towards this ramp pressure.
Ooh, and Inns was holding that angle. Fallen just goes aggressive for it. Yuri, give him the gift of the AWP. We'll post another.
Oh, dear. They're just going to pick them apart one at a time.
Certainly feels that way. They're more than happy to have a fight, have a biff. Alistair. Oh, taken down on that tiny sliver gap as it all falls apart for FlyQuest. And there it goes, as quick and as easy as that. FURIA, a quick day for them to start off, running through FlyQuest, sending the Australians eliminated from the Esports World Cup.